What's up, everybody? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. It's not going to be very pleasant. I'm finally starting to calm down a little bit because, boy, was I upset earlier. Watching what started off as a great day for playoff basketball just came and crashed and burned. It just came down crashing, guys. And it's unfortunate because playoff basketball, we're used to the officials staying out of it and letting the players play. But in this case, not only did they get involved, not only did they dictate the tempo, not only did they just change everything, but they dictated the outcome of the match, which happens rarely, but it does happen once in a while, and it should not happen, man. The Clippers cheated, point blank, period. The officials, I don't know about you guys, but I could hear the post-bell notifications, from the officials on the sideline, from all the Cash App money they were receiving from Steve Ballmer. Like, you could just hear that thing during the timeouts. Ridiculous, guys. It's just, I almost lost my shit. Like, I'm still very frustrated. But like I said, it started off as a great day. Now, obviously, I'm a Laker fan first, but overall, I'm a basketball fan. And all I want to see in the playoffs is fair, competitive, gritty basketball where the officials stay out of it and they just allow the players to play. And today, again, we started off, the plane took off smoothly, man. I'm talking about that Nuggets versus Jazz game was epic. It was great. Donovan Mitchell, shout out to him, 57 points. Telling you guys, man, without the crowd noise, these young players are going to go off. Jamal Murray went off as well. What a great game. And then it started slowing down. Obviously, the Raptors-Nets game wasn't as interesting. Then the Celtics 76ers one was a little bit better. But then this one, obviously the Mavericks got off to a slow start, but then eventually caught up, took momentum, and we're actually on top of the Clippers, man. They had their foot on the gas, and I believe they were just starting to gain full momentum to take over the game. Like, seriously, at one point they were up by 12 points, by 14, I believe. So, again, shout out to Doncic. He balled out, 40-plus points. Porzingis, even though he didn't put up the stats, having him in the game at 7 foot, all 7'3" of himself, or 7'2", I don't know how tall he is. But just having that man in the paint with a bunch of Clipper midgets would have changed the outcome of the game down the stretch. And Porzingis is also known to hit clutch shots down the stretch. If you guys didn't follow his career with New York, this man's known for hitting clutch shots. So we are finally going to get a taste of Luka Doncic and Porzingis to see how they can close out the game. The future dynamic duo tomorrow. Good for basketball fans like me. And unfortunately, we were robbed of that. So thank you, NBA, for robbing all the fans of our joy for the night. Seriously, it's like when you buy firecrackers and they're about to go off, and all of a sudden they're duds, right? Nothing happens, no explosion. But you paid all that money, you wasted your time for what? For nothing. So again, they ruined it. I really think the commissioner, as great as he is, he needs to toughen up his sports league a little bit more. The NBA needs to become just a little tougher because they're really soft, man. I'm talking about like those. First of all, both of those were not technicals. Ridiculous that they were called technicals. Like, stupid. The first one was actually a block shot, and because he showed some emotion, come on, it's the freaking playoffs. Like, it's the damn playoffs. Let him show some emotion. Like, ridiculous. What's up, David? What's up, everybody? Hopefully we got some Mav fans in here. I would love to hear what a Mav fan thinks. I apologize on behalf of the NBA. You guys were robbed today. Y'all deserve the victory way more than the Flippers. But I will say this. The Mavericks showed me something tonight. And again, I've been saying they're a very dangerous team. But they have what it takes to beat the Clippers. Question is the NBA going to allow it, or are they trying to dictate the Clippers to advance further into the playoffs? Because right now, it's not looking very good. So, but skill-wise, they have the two stars. They have decent role players. Seth Curry and Tim Hardaway Jr. can knock down shots. And they have the size advantage. Keep telling you guys about this size advantage. Now, this is the reason I believe the officials ejected Porzingis, because they evened the odds. And matter of fact, they unevened the odds for the Mavericks because now it's 2-on-1, two stars versus one. So just horrible, man. Horrible way to finish the night. Other than that, I thought it was a great playoff night, but just the end just destroyed me, man. It took a little piece of my basketball fandom away, like a little piece of joy. And I know all of you guys as well. I know you guys as well were very upset and annoyed and pissed off, not for the outcome of the game, but how it was determined. Like, obviously, I still think the Clippers were going to win the series, but I expected it to go 6 or 7. And for some reason, like, these are the games that the league cannot gift to the Clippers because they gifted this game to the damn Clippers. But how y'all feeling? I'm gonna head over to the comment section. I know you guys are as pissed off as me. And again, I'm not a Mavericks fan. I really don't like Mark Cuban at all. Like, he's always been a Laker hater, so I'm not rooting for anything in particular. But I just want to see fair basketball. That is it. And let's be fair. Like, the Mavericks had a fair shot to win had Porzingis not been ejected. Point blank. He said refs are going to be used to product NBA, their product, unfortunately. So protect the NBA. Dan, this is annoying. Patrick Beverley's a toolbox. That whole team is freaking annoying. Marcus or Marky, whatever. One of the evil Morris twin brother is freaking annoying. He thinks he's tough, man. One day somebody's going to end up punching him right in his damn throat. He said the media wants the Flippers to win. Seriously, obviously ESPN's been writing them so hard. But how can you be like if you're a distorted, delusional Clipper fan, how can you be happy with this? You guys seriously needed a State Farm type assist from the league. Like, ridiculous. The Lakers don't get that kind of help, Look, I'm not looking. If the officials are gonna basically do this, then I'm gonna be very worried for my Lakers because we already know we don't get a lot of calls. But Steve Javie is a clown. He is. You know what? We got to start holding these officials accountable. These clowns cannot be let on the loose. And basically, Steve Javie's always been a controversial character. They need to start fining them. That way they don't make stupid calls. But again, I think this is a league agenda thing. I don't think it's so much the ref as it is, or unless the ref was paid off. She said, "Hey, Dan, you're great. Take care, Natalia." Oh, no, that's not her name. I'm sorry. I didn't pronounce it. The teleprompter was moving quickly. But she said, need to be a sports commentator in an NBA team around the table. You are better than the guys who sit, just trash talk everyone. And Mark Cuban, no like either. You're great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Much love. Look, if that opportunity ever does come, then that'll be a huge blessing in my life. But for now, I'm just glad to share my thoughts with you guys. Now, I am very upset tonight. So thank you for being so pleasant in the comment section. But this was really frustrating to watch, honestly. Just as a basketball standpoint, like as a fan, Porzingis, I'm telling you guys, he would have made the difference down the stretch in that game. Because after that, the Clippers were able to basically stretch the floor, get in the paint, do whatever they want. Because, no Porzingis in the paint. Clippers struggle against the Mavs without their second best player, and it shows that no matter how much talent you have, your team, it doesn't work without chemistry. Great comment, Ashley. I agree. I've been saying it all year long. Like, their chemistry is trash. And, we got a little butthurt. We got a little butthurt Clipper fans up in here talking about we're going to lose to the Blazers. The only way I can see us losing to Blazers is if the officials get involved, honestly. Like, that's it. But other than that, nah. There's a lot of corruption in the game, and it needs to be vetted out. Like, this corruption was left there since David Stern left the game, like since the veto trade. Like, I'll never forget that. But I feel for Mavericks fans, you get robbed. Like, when you're a fanatic and you put your heart on the line for your team and you're in there on the edge of your seat watching, your eyes glued to the screen, the last thing you want to see is an official be the sixth man for the opposition. Like, that is, we've been on the far end of that many times, Laker fans. But the difference is that not in the playoffs. In the playoffs, these mother flippers need to stay the heck out of the lane. Like, we don't pay cable, or even when we used to go to the games, pay for your ticket to see the refs. Like, we don't care about your ego. We don't care if you feel insulted because Porzingis swung his arm. Like, we don't want to see you guys at the end of games. You zebras. We don't want to see a bunch of zebras on the court. We pay to see the stars. They're box office. And again, this was a primetime matchup. You got two evenly matched teams. And then at that point, I believe the Mavericks had the lead. And then that happens. First off, the technicals are softer than Charmaine. Like, the first one, because he blocked the shot and swung his arm. The second one, for breaking up a fight. Come on. If you're going to eject Porzingis for that, eject the Morris brother, too. Eject him as well. Dan, I hate the Flippers more than the Celtics. They have the worst team and fan base ever. Facts. I agree. It's gotten to that point now. because at least the Celtics are actually a good team in the East. And I despise the Celtics. I'll never root for them or anything like that. But at least they actually have a good team. The Clippers are just a bunch of asshats, running around with beach volleyball on their chest, talking about they run LA when they ain't won shit. So it's very unfortunate that we have to share the city, but we don't share the city. But it's unfortunate that we have to put up with these clowns and then ESPN just drinking all the Kool-Aid all year long. This was even athletes and celebrities chimed in on this ejection, and they were very bummed out. Even LeBron James, King James, was bummed out to see the officials get away with disrespecting the game in that manner. So again, very frustrating. He said, "Dan, it's 116 in the East Coast." I know. I contemplated making this video or not, but I couldn't get over it, man. I tried to get over it. I was like, well, at least my Lakers play tomorrow. It's just not fair, man. We wait for the playoffs. We want to see fair basketball. We really don't want to see the officials get involved. My heart goes out for Mavericks fans. That's tough, man. They have by the way, shout out to the team they built over there. They have a very young, formidable franchise player in Luka Doncic and a young building block in Kristaps Porzingis. If he could just stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, again, the plane took off with the first couple of games and then it crashed and burned at the end. So overall, it was a terrible night for the NBA just because they allowed it to be. He said, "I stopped watching after the ejection. What a joke. Are you going to sleep tonight?" I am going to sleep tonight. However, it's my day off, so it's movie night. In my eyes, Mavs won. Yeah, man. But unfortunately, Johnny, this isn't a regular season game, so the Clippers did win it, even if it wasn't fair. So all that matters is wins and losses in the playoffs. It don't matter how you get the victory, but you have to get it. So the fact that the Mavs couldn't close it out, there's no moral victories in the playoffs. The only good positive thing I could say is, man, the league is in good hands. Did you guys see the amount of young talent today, including Luka Doncic? Like, seriously, Jamal Murray, I despise him because he's a Laker hater and he runs his mouth, and apparently he's a porn artist online. You guys know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, like, I will say this, he's very talented. He could shoot lights out. He went toe-to-toe in the end with Donovan Mitchell. That was so entertaining to watch, man. That took me back to, like, and again, I'm not comparing these two players, but that took me back to when, like, Dwayne Wade and Kobe during the regular season, when it felt like a playoff game, when they would go toe-to-toe. That's what that reminded me of, but in the playoffs, and that was just fun to watch. I haven't seen a little duel. They just kept going back and forth. It looked like, like everything they shot up was going to go in. And the handles on this man, Donovan Mitchell, man, the way he was crossing people over, getting to the rim, he's so shifty. Reminds me a lot of D Wade mixed with, like, Baron Davis, because he's got the bounce as well. But again, the league is in great hands. There's so much young talent, and I can't wait to watch the Lakers tomorrow, man. I'm super excited, guys. Hopefully, our boy Kuzma benefits from the bubble as well as all these other young players. Again, there's no home court advantage, so there's no loudness of the crowd. The sound effects can never match a real crowd and the intensity of an actual NBA arena. So again, it's insane to watch, and they're actually doing a good job of for us watching at home. It does feel like a playoff atmosphere. Guys were out there diving for loose balls. Again, the first couple of games were very intense and great. Just the last one, again, they ruined the night. But it is what it is. Hey, instead, here's the sad part. Tomorrow morning, the talk shows, they're going to touch on Donovan Mitchell's performance, Luka Doncic's performance. But the main topic of conversation is going to be the ejection. Like, what a shame. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should not be what we're talking about after a great morning of hoops today. So, again, that's a huge L taken by the NBA by allowing this despicable officiating. And, again, my heart goes out to the Mavs fans. I'd be punching a wall if that happened to Lakers. He said, feel bad for Mitchell for having a second violation that cost him. Nah, man, Mitchell carried that team. And again, so far my predictions have been spot on. Everything I predicted in my prediction video, it's only the first game, but it's looking like that's what's going to happen. And I'll say this, I was very surprised to see Donovan Mitchell put the team on his back, Kobe style, and just take over. And he kept them afloat because nobody really was firing like that, like he was. So, and again, this props to the Denver Nuggets. They're so well-rounded that even a 57-point performance couldn't defeat them. So that shows you the Nuggets hit you from all kinds of angles. Like they had Michael Porter Jr. slashing and passing. They had, Paul Millsap doing the dirty work down low. They had Nikolai Jokic just killing it from the outside and in. And then they had, obviously, Jamal Murray shooting lights out. By the way, they still don't have Will Barton, who's a beast when he's healthy, and Gary Harris. So that team is going to be scary for years to come in the West. I hate to say it, but that's the only team I respect to face us in the Western Conference Finals that I think may give us some trouble here and there. But I still am not afraid of nobody. Keyword respect. I don't respect the Clippers because they're too small and whiny, and they needed the officials to win tonight. So I definitely don't respect them, obviously. A joke of a franchise. I don't respect the Rockets because they're too small. In a 7-game series, we're going to destroy them, especially with the big men we have. Even though we still haven't exposed them completely. But again, 7-game series, everything's different. I don't respect anybody else in the West like I do the Denver Nuggets. So I'm saying I expect them to eliminate the Clippers in the second round if the Clippers get there. But you know what? Again, props to the Mavericks. They showed me they have a puncher's chance. Again, they're swimming upstream because they're going up against the refs as well. But, man, it was a great game up until they ejected Porzingis. And, again, I think Porzingis would have made a huge difference blocking shots down low, using his 7-foot whatever wingspan and knocking down clutch shots. I think obviously when their defense was able to narrow in on Luka Doncic, then game over. Danny, you might be onto something for sure. Flips got exposed. They ain't effing with the Lake Show. Been saying it all year, Quincy, and I know you've been riding with me on that. But yeah, man, the Clippers look, man, they're not a real team. They're like a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you ever went to the store, like one of those stores where they can't sell one product, so they bundle it up with a bunch of other stuff they can't sell and try to sell it to you as a deal, but really you're getting ripped off? That's what the Clippers are. They couldn't sell the one product that they had there, so they bundled up a bunch of weird players and just try to sell the product to the city of LA. We don't want that. We don't buy bootleg movies. We get them straight off a DVD. You know what I'm saying? That's an old reference, but you know what I mean. Like that, they're the bootleg movie. We're the 4K high definition streamed movie. So that's the difference between the Clippers and the Lakers. You want to be a Clipper fan, then you must like bootleg movies. You must be stuck in the 90s. If you know what I'm saying. If you're a Laker fan, you know what's up. Best of the best, high quality. It said those was the Flipper Referees 100. I'm telling you. And remember, Ballmer is one of the richest, if not the richest owner in the NBA. Fact check me if you like, but I know he's rich because he bought the Clippers and he overpaid for them. So who pays millions of dollars for that trash bag of a franchise? Seriously. Dan, wear the lucky jacket. You guys seriously want me to wear the lucky jacket game 1? Have a little more faith in your team, guys. I mean, I would wear it, but again, I want to save it for special occasions. Let's just say we win the first one or lose the first one. I'll wear it after we take a loss. That way we guarantee a victory in the next game. Those of you that have been with me for years, y'all know the legend of the Lucky Laker jacket, man. The triple L's, the legend of the Lucky Laker jacket. So, you know what I'm saying? He said Ballmer $71.4 billion US dollars. So again, that explains the officials being in their back pocket right there. I mean, this guy has money to blow. Like I said, during the timeouts, I could hear their Cash App just blowing up. Like you could literally hear it. Go back and rewind it. Go check. Dan, the Flippers are going to be knocked out by the Mavs. I wish it was the Mavs, but I'm almost for certain it's going to be the Denver Nuggets. That's why I'm rooting for them over there versus the Jazz. I know it's not going to be easy because Donovan Mitchell can go off, but once they figure him out, it's over. The series will be over. The only reason that the Jazz hung in there and it went into overtime was because the man, the myth, the legend, the one that destroyed Paul George. Wasn't it Donovan Mitchell who in his rookie season eliminated the Thunder who had the newly acquired Paul George? I think that's him, right? So I'm always a fan of him because of that. And that kid is no joke. I think that they haven't built the right team around him in Utah. They have Rudy Gobert. They have, Joe Ingles, but they're still missing something else. And by the way, shout out to Jordan Clarkson, who looked really, really good on the Utah Jazz today. Who else was impressive to you guys, man? Jog my memory down a little bit. I forgot a lot of the games because of the tragedy that happened at the end of this one. Is it Damian Lillard 3-pointer in a PG's face? Oh, yeah, that was the recent one. But I think wasn't it Donovan Mitchell who defeated I could have sworn Donovan Mitchell rookie season came in and eliminated the Thunder, but I don't remember if Paul George was on that team. Last time the refs were this bad during the playoffs was the Warriors-Rockets series, which shows the refs always try to give the rating team the upper hand. Yeah, I don't know what this whole, bad officiating agenda was. Like, it's pretty atrocious, man. We love basketball. Like, it was like Christmas for me today watching the playoffs. I was literally woke up, watched that Denver game, watched a little bit of the Nets versus the Raptors, but obviously we all know the Raptors are going to win that. It might even be a sweep, even though the Nets can be fun to watch at times. That one was kind of a snoozer, even though they fought back. And then I watched a little bit of the Celtics, the 76ers one, but then I left the crib. When I came back, I tuned into the Mavericks game, and that's when I seen what happened. And I was just outraged, man. I couldn't believe it. And my phone started blowing up. People started hitting me up like, can you believe this? I'm like, bro, I can't believe this. George Paul, he said, crazy Dan, LeBron's first game against the West, the Blazers' first game after Kobe's death, Blazers, LeBron first playoff opponents, Blazers. He's 0-2 in both situations. Can we change that this time? Oh, yes. Everything changes. Now, those of us that have been watching basketball for a long time know LeBron James has an on switch that he flips up as soon as the playoffs come on, And that on switch is like turning on the blender. Everything that goes in there, he's going to destroy. So, LeBron's blender switch just went on. Yeah, he's getting ready to slash teams up. So get ready, man, because we're going to see the blender go through the defenders and just start destroying people left and right. Now, LeBron is too big for the Mavericks. I'm sorry, for the Blazers. Like, LeBron James, it's going to be like, a high school kid going up against an elementary school kid. He's just going to bully his way down the lane, and I expect him to take over. Anthony Davis, too big, too strong, too versatile. So we got the two best stars in the NBA, and yet ESPN is drinking all the Kool-Aid, all the Clipper Kool-Aid, like ridiculous. That thing is expired. Check the expiration date, ESPN. That Kool-Aid expired last year. So I can't wait. I can't wait till tomorrow. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight. But obviously the game doesn't come on until 6 p.m., so I'm going to have to catch some Z's. He said, you excited to see the Lakers bring back the Black Mamba uniforms? Yes, man. Hey, thank you for bringing that up. I almost forgot. When the Lakers advance in the first round, second round, they're going to use the Black Mamba uniforms, man. The ones with the little print, the little snake print. Oh, those are fire, man. And so that in itself is motivation to hurry up and beat this Portland Trailblazers team. But I'm excited for this matchup. We're definitely going to be tested. It should be a good one. Hopefully, I pray to God the officials don't get involved like they did today, because if they do, it's going to be a longer series than we expect. But yeah, we need to make sure we make light work of this team and come out here and execute. Now, we have plenty of depth. Now, I'm not going to cover too much about it now. I'm going to save some of that talk for tomorrow's pregame, so join me there live. But I'll take any more questions before I get off, guys. Dan, the Pelicans fired Alvin Gentry. Thoughts? Well, that kind of surprised me, because I actually thought he did a decent job. Now, I get it. He made some questionable decisions, like benching Zion Williamson there in the playoffs for too long and stuff like that. But his player development skills have been sensational. Look what he did with Brandon Ingram in a short year, and the way he utilized young players is good for their development. So I was a little shocked, and we'll see what happens. He said, Dan, is KP going to be suspended for game 2 after the ejection, like what happened with Giannis? Nah, man, he shouldn't even been suspended this game. Like, come on. Like, he should not have been basically not suspended, but he shouldn't have been ejected this game. That was some putty type stuff, man. That thing was soft and liquidy and just a mess. And we don't want to see that from the NBA. So please, NBA officials, stay out of it. Don't accept any money from Ballmer. You get paid enough, man. Don't be greedy. You saw what happened to Donaghy, right? You don't want to be the next Tim Donaghy story. He said, we need to double team Damian Lillard and rotate. Double team, yeah, definitely. Well, here's how we're going to have to start. We're going to have to start trying to guard him one-on-one. If he starts getting on fire, that's when you have to get the ball out of his hands. Now, obviously, you can't start from the beginning, because then he'll just obviously get everybody else involved and get the whole team hot. And now you got a problem, because he can get on at any moment. So you want to try to make him a contested scorer to start the game. Now, as the game progresses, that, when it's crunch time or clutch mode or whatever, if the game, God forbid, is close, then that's when you really have to get the ball out of his hands and force somebody else to be the hero. Unfortunately, they had CJ McCollum, who's been balling out as well. So that's why it's so tough to beat the Portland Trailblazers. However, we have the two best 1-2 punch, especially in the pick and roll. So I expect to see a lot more pick and roll from Bron and Anthony Davis. But let me save some of this for you guys tomorrow. Let me save some of that for you guys tomorrow because I really want to break it down live. But again, tonight, just very frustrated with the outcome of the Mavs flipper game, and it was just a tragedy. But I'm going to leave you guys with these final thoughts. Okay, the Lakers are coming in as the underdog, as the first seed. And any moment in time, do you guys ever remember a number one seed ever being considered an underdog and being basically not favored heavily by analysts and ESPN talk people? Like I don't remember the last time, but this is only a testament to how much hate there is out there in the media, social media, everywhere against us, which should be fuel to our fire. So, and by the way, like I mentioned yesterday, Rondo has been cleared for basketball activity, so we may even see him as soon as game one. So we'll see what happens, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys with those final thoughts. Go Lakers! Let's get this dub tomorrow. Very excited, man. I can't wait. Lakers on my mind all night, all day tomorrow, and hopefully we pull out that victory and the officials don't get involved. But thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you already have it, man. It's a great channel for the community. I really wasn't going to get on live, but you guys basically voted for it. So again, this is very community driven, and this is probably the best channel where you can get on and voice your opinion. And I try to read as many as possible. And if I miss you, then hopefully I'll get you next time. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. Go Lakers. Let's get it, baby.